guys, it's Oliver, and in today's video I'm going to be explaining why CS2 is kind of dying. CS2 in beta and before the official release, the hype was so insane and everyone thought that we're going to get this insane, polished and content-filled game, but that's not really what happened. Before you get mad at me for saying CS2 is dead, you can see it's still by far the most played game on Steam, but if we actually go into the statistics, you can see in the last 2 months the player base has dropped by about 25%. That is obviously not a good sign for the game, and even further, people like Simple are saying I played CS2 only once and became bored because there's only one map. This was in beta, but obviously his thoughts on the game hasn't really changed because he's basically quit playing CS overall now. I made a tweet where I asked what people think is bad with CS or what was better in CSGO, and under it I made a poll where people could say how much CS2 do they play compared to CSGO. And you can see by the answers, almost 30% said they've stopped playing completely, and almost 40% said that they play less than CSGO. Only 21% said that they play the same, and only 13% said that they play more CS2 than CSGO. And in this video, I'm going to be explaining why this is happening and why the player base in CS is declining right now. But before that, I want to thank today's sponsor, which is SkinsMonkey. They're one of the best and easy to use trading sites for CSGO, and it's perfect for switching up your inventory to play with new skins, especially now for CS2. And by clicking the link in the description or using code ANOMALY, you get a deposit bonus of up to 35%, which is insane. And if you're making your first trade, you can also put code ANOMALY and you get up to $5 for free. Plus, they've got many nice extras like freebies for free skins and free balance and 24/7 support. So if you want to try them out, then please do so from the link in the description, and thank you once again SkinsMonkey for sponsoring this video. Now, in my opinion, there are 3 main categories why CS2 is in the shitter right now. The first issue is all of the content that's been removed, the second one is the gameplay of CS2, and the third one is just that CS2 wasn't ready to be released. Now, before you write angry comments and decried CS2 in the comments, please hear me out as I explain these 3 categories. Starting with content removed. First thing that I think is very important is Overwatch. I don't know why, but Overwatch is now gone from CSGO. It wasn't available for a few months in CSGO as well while they were working on CS2. Not sure why, but I know that we are seeing a lot more hackers now than before. Maybe it has something to do with that, I don't know, but surely that is not a good thing. Please bring back Overwatch. Next, I would like to mention the absolute insane number of maps that were in CSGO that are deleted from CS2. Let's start with competitive, matchmaking, and premier maps that are gone. In CS2, you can no longer play Cache, Tuscan, Agency, Train, and in Premiere, you can no longer play Dust 2. Not sure why, but those maps are just completely gone. And the deleted Wingman maps are Boyard, Chalice, Cobblestone, Train, Short Dust, and Lake. All of these 6 maps are no longer playable. And they also deleted very many maps from Casual and Deathmatch. The deleted maps are Cobblestone, Cache, Train, Canals, Tuscan, Agency, Militia, and Assault. All of these maps are deleted from CS2. Also, for some reason, in CS2, they decided to delete the training course. If you don't know what the training course is, it's this training map where you basically would run around and shoot at these cardboard cutouts. It had a very niche audience of people who used to speedrun it for fun, me and 3 Clicks Philip included, but now for some reason, it's deleted. Well, that's a lot of stuff deleted, right? Well, no, we're not even halfway yet, because they all... Fuck! They also deleted a lot of game modes. Danger Zone, which I'm really sad for. I used to play this a lot and it was a unique twist on CS and really didn't feel like CS at all. That's just completely deleted now. They deleted all of the war games, which are Arms Race, Demolition, Flying Scoutsman, and Retakes. For some reason, they just thought these game modes are fucking shit, let's delete them. Because all of these game modes are now gone, a lot of the maps that were in in these game modes are now also unplayable. The maps deleted from these game modes are Black Site, Ember, Sirocco, and Vineyard from Danger Zone. And the wargame maps that are deleted, there's a lot, are Lake, Baggage, Safe House, St. Mark's, Shoots, Lunacy, Monastery, Dust 1, Dizzy, Bank, and Sugarcane. All of those maps are now in CS2 completely unplayable on any sort of official server. Very sad! I calculated that actually the maps that are deleted made up 63% of the entire map pool in CSGO, which means in CS2 now we're only left with 37% of all maps from CSGO, which is really sad. They also removed a ton of console commands that people liked. Some of the major ones are CL_Bob, which lowers the amount your weapon sways when you move in game. It's really annoying right now in CS2 because every time you move, your gun goes like this. Meanwhile, in CSGO, you could set it to a low amount, and then when you'd move, it would be still. Very much better. Another command that for no good reason is deleted is the CL_right hand, meaning that you can change so your gun is not on the right side, but it's on the left side. Either way, CS2 is basically saying, if you're a lefty, fuck you! Another piece of side information is that skin prices have also absolutely plummeted in CS2. I made a full video on why skin prices went down in CS2, but quickly, it's basically because a lot of people over-invested and were expecting a very polished, content-filled game. Obviously, that's not what happened. Now the player base is declining, and so are skin prices. Another factor is that Valve can't really seem to make up their mind on what skins should look like. They've changed the way skins look like 10 times, and that creates uncertainty for the buyer. For example, if I bought a Talon Doppler, I wanted it to look like this. In CS2, they've just completely changed the way it looks, and they keep changing it in CS2, tweaking it and making it look different, which is really weird because in CSGO, if I bought this Talon, then I knew it would look like this and it would never change. The next category of reasons, like I said, is the gameplay of CS2. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I am not the greatest player in CS ever, but I know some people that are much better than me, so I decided to ask them some questions. I asked Furious and Ren some questions on what they thought about CS2, what was better or worse, and of course their main concern is the anti-cheat in CS2, which seemingly is a lot worse than in CSGO, even with false positive bans being common in CS2, with people getting banned for something as simple as a console command or setting their sense very high and spinning and shooting gets you permanently game banned. What? Furious and Ren also complained about the peeker's advantage and the randomness of CS2, which has made them and a lot of other good players very dissatisfied with the game. They were also both very disappointed with a sub-tick system, which makes everything feel much more random, making the gap between really good players and really shit players much smaller. That's not a good thing in a skill-based game. And the final reason why I think CS2 is not doing very well, like I said, is it just wasn't ready for a public release. Because in the past few weeks, we've had game-breaking bugs every single week, like the elevator boosts or the Michael Jackson peaks, which, yeah, you know, it's kind of funny when you peek someone and he stands like this. Yeah, that's really funny, but not in a skill-based game where you could lose your rank to something as stupid as that. I understand if those things were happening in the beta, but now it's a fully released game. Things like that should not be happening. And talking about rank, I think both of the new ranking systems in CS2 are kinda bad. In Premiere, the elo you get for a game seems very random. Sometimes you get -100 plus 360, and sometimes you get -400 plus 100. It doesn't seem to make any sense. And in my opinion, the new individual map ranking is really bad. It's a good concept, but since ranks are individual per each map, a really good player could just hop on a random map that he hasn't played before and smurf and stomp all of the noobs, and then when he's done, he could just change to another map and another map and another map, and by the time he's done, the first rank is going to have reset, so he can just keep smurfing. Also, I thought it would be fun to mention, because there are 9 different maps in total, and you need 10 wins on each map to get a rank, that means you need 90 wins just to get a rank on every single map. Let's say you have 60% win ratio, that means you're going to have to play a around 150 games total just to get a rank on every single map. If you assume that one game is around 35 minutes and you need to play 150, then you end up with almost 90 hours of playtime needed, which is literally more than 2 full weeks of full-time employment. Hello? Anyways, those are the main reasons I personally think that CSGO is in a bad spot right now and that there is a general negative attitude towards CS2 right now. And yes, obviously CS2 is going to become a really good game eventually in a few months or a year, but we don't really care about that right now because right now the game is not very good and we're not living in the future. But the game is going to be better in the future shouldn't be an excuse for a company of Valve's size having an absolute flop of a game release. And to the people who are saying that CSGO wasn't any better back in 2012 when it released either, well, it definitely wasn't. But if we look back in time, in 2012, you can see we only had average players of about 10,000 people. So it kind of makes sense that the release in 2012 was a bit more shit than now, especially considering back then there weren't any CS cases, and now Valve makes almost $100 million per month only from case keys. With a budget of a small country, surely you would think that they could just improve the game and release an at least decently polished game. I don't think we should be making up excuses and dick ride Valve for no reason when they have delivered a product that, in my opinion and many other people's opinion, is not even close to finished. And as sad as it is to say, CS2 is obviously in a terrible state right now, and the only thing we can do is wait until it becomes a good game eventually. But I know that many people will not have the effort to wait and will probably permanently quit playing CS now because of this release. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed my little rant on why CS2 is in the shit there, and I hope you guys can also say in the comments if you still play, how much you play, if you play less than in CSGO, or if you've completely quit. Or maybe there are some people out there who prefer CS2 over CSGO. So thank you for watching. Now I'm going to go cry because look how they massacred my boy. Ah!